Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse, for episode 12 of season 7, the final season, the penultimate episode of the series for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, man. After this, we have the finale, and we will be wrapping up this wonderful, wonderful, tragically ignored series in the Marvel Pantheon. Hopefully, one day we can kind of look back and maybe that phrase will no longer matter and will be acknowledged, brought back into the forefront, who knows, in some kind of way, or at least just acknowledged. Because my God, has it been absolutely amazing to come along on this ride, because the show has just been so freaking good. And especially this last season, like, it's just thrown such a wrench into everything. I have no idea how this series could even wrap, you know? So, like, I'm just itching to see how it draws itself to a close. Last episode definitely had some pretty, like, emotional beats, some strong, powerful moments, but that is also just not irregular for the show itself. So, anyway, let's get ready to strap in for this episode. If you want to see the full-length reaction, or if you want to get early access, you can check that out over on Patreon. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also can suggest and vote on movies to react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do things you do over here. But at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And that all sent out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 12. The end is at hand. Here we go.
Are those space lasers?
Just lasers that happen to be in space.
I mean, isn't that most lasers? Everything is just a laser, just happen to be wherever it's set up. I love that she called it out, though.
And somehow rescue Simmons and Deke. Then what?
Just one problem at a time.
Yeah. We haven't got that far, bud. Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D.
2, 1.
They made it.
Nice flying, Tremors.
I thought it was Quake.
That's a personal thing.
No, I think they've locked onto the Zephyr.
We're trapped in some sort of tractor beam. It looks like it's just going, ah, like a little mouth. Oh, I like how it's like passing it along. Dude, the inside of this ship is crazy cool looking.
I guess this is the next problem.
Just quake it up, man. Like, literally, there's nothing they can do against her. I mean, don't you all have to be the ones to open this?
Other side doing the exact same thing.
I mean, yes, it is. I fucking love him being in the show, man. Or they couldn't care less. Or they just hadn't, well, I don't know. Okay. Maybe they didn't notice you all getting on there, and they were just bringing in our crew to reunite with their forces. Whoa. That's a trippy visual.
This is your last chance to give up Fitz's location. The Chronicoms won't be so
Amateurish, pedestrian, ham-fisted.
Precise method of retrieving information.
All S.H.I.E.L.D. targets destroyed.
Except for the lighthouse.
Straight to the point. You've been inside. You know that the lighthouse was built to withstand any external attack.
It's interesting that none of the other bases were as reinforced.
Gemma Simmons has effectively erased him from her memory. Based on what I saw, there's a good chance he isn't even alive.
We'll learn whether she's truly forgotten Leopold Fitz.
Oh. Well, fun. We'll figure out one way or the other, I guess.
Are you okay?
She's getting her Obi-Wan moment, her Alderaan moment.
You can feel all those lives lost.
Oh my God. What is happening? It's getting, her radius is just growing.
Why didn't you tell me you were working with the Chronicoms?
I'm not working with the Chronicoms, they're working for me, for us.
No, they are not.
Was killing my mom a part of your plan as well?
And there it is.
I did that for you. To protect you.
I didn't ask for that.
Because you're a good person, that she was sad you were even born.
Oh my God, I hate this guy so much.
But I'm here to set you free.
Listen, I don't think I heard her say any of those things.
It was terrible.
I know. I'm making sure her body is buried. Everyone who tried to hurt you will be buried with her.
Wouldn't that be disrespectful? Anyway.
Breaker 19, this is the big bad wolf. I'm in the hen house. Time to fry some chicken.
Oh my God. He's so good. He's so cheesy.
Tingle. Right here.
The bioimplant that blocks your memories of you know who.
No, she doesn't know who.
Fitz.
I know that name.
Yes, you do. Maybe this will help, okay?
Maybe we shouldn't try to help her remember. Oh my God. He's standing like Fitz.
Your bio, I'm tech. My name is
James Bond.
Okay, no, but that's
One, that was funny. James Bond. Dude, what was that? That was so good. Was that really him? They didn't do any kind of auditory trickery? That was scarily, both in body language and sound, Fitz. Holy shit, that fried my brain for a second. That was amazing.
maybe the thing that they injected you with is doing something.
I gotta hear that again.
I'm the man you love. We're a team. Your bio, I'm tech. My name is
James Bond.
Okay, no.
So crazy. It starts off not quite there, but then as he goes along, it definitely got there.
Why would they do that?
Because they think that you have a secret.
I do have a secret. I can feel it.
Maybe that's their plan. It's okay. I got you. Just rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of Chronicoms.
We just have to find... There. You see how those two are warmer? I'm pretty sure that's Simmons and Deke.
Hell yeah. That would be...
Cora.
Yeah. And the rest of those goons.
She's not gonna stop me from getting back Simmons.
And Deke.
Sure.
She seemed very unconcerned with Deke. I'm getting back Simmons. And he's like, and Deke. And you're like, all right. That's how that kind of came out.
Great. I'll be back.
Daisy.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Didn't know I was gonna do that.
I'm glad you did. I'll see you when I get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's freaking go.
Impressive.
This isn't facts.
Garrett's here.
Well, we knew they'd be coming for us. Zoom in on that. I'll say it if no one else will. That's a chronobomb.
Chronobomb.
Matt gave us a hard drive. It has specs of a device that trapped Gordon in our old timeline.
I remember that room. It cost you a hand.
Seemed like a big deal at the time. Now look at me.
True. Very true.
Gordon from teleporting out. I'm working on something that might replicate that trick. I'll need your help to pull it off.
I hope it involves punching.
Hell yeah. The reflective floors is trippy. It adds to the strangeness of the... Oh, fuck off.
I need confirmation that Leopold Fitz is dead. The odds of discovering the truth about him are 11% higher if we allow Daisy Johnson to reunite with Gemma Simmons.
Fuck you.
We didn't come this far to fail. Not like this, not to a bunch of
Robots.
Fucking hate robots.
Lighthouse can survive anything. We just need to get back down to it.
We do owe them that. There's no reason to be quiet anymore. Let's make some noise.
Yeah, what kind of noise?
Blow those hangar doors to pieces.
Let's go. Oh No, I was afraid of that.
I'm surprised that my sister is here.
Never underestimate the depth of her hate.
Oh, fuck you.
You really that powerful?
There is no end to her hate, to what she's willing to destroy.
Dude, this guy is the worst. This lying, pathological psychopath.
S.H.I.E.L.D. are the bad guys. That's why we're destroying them. And then you and I are gonna come save the day. Because we're the good guys. She's very bad. I don't care what Sybil says about percentages or waiting. We need to finish Daisy off. Now.
I wonder if that's in Sybil's calculations or not. Not.
It's based on the schematics Fitz designed.
X-Files reference? Pilot episode? Red X on the ground? Spray can?
We're getting used to the idea of me as just tack.
You really believe that?
No, not really. Figuring it out.
Me too. We're not the same people we were.
Pretty sure everyone would agree on that.
Yeah.
We changed the timelines, or...
The Melinda May I know would never ask these philosophical questions.
Which is the point. How did I become this me?
You died.
But I like this you.
No.
I like this me as well.
Hell yeah.
You're right about there to plant one of your bombs.
And did you think I was gonna just teleport straight into those?
It'd be way cooler to have them teleported onto you.
That would be a neat trick.
You dumb bitch.
But there's some very impressive explosives about to blow, so ta-ta.
Yeah, eat shit.
That hurt.
How many bombs total?
An even dozen. Gonna pancake this whole puppy.
Unless you want to get pancaked with us, call it off.
I don't think they give a shit about him.
Otherwise, if this baby blows, I'm gonna blow.
And I'm gonna take this opportunity, in case I don't see you again, to thank you for your service.
That's how much he cares about you, dude. What could you expect? Are they okay?
May! Coulson!
Oh, God.
Over here.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Maybe.
Thanks.
I moved all the bombs to one place, hoping the whole structure wouldn't collapse. What about Garrett?
Probably not okay.
We need to stop the bleeding.
Do we?
He's our best chance to help our friends in space.
True. Now that he knows how valuable he is to them, he might help us.
For a guy who's ripped from his own timeline, who ended up on a spaceship full of robots, you're not doing half bad.
We are here to take your faces.
Lord knows you could do a lot better than the ones you're wearing now.
I'm pretty sure they don't understand sarcasm.
You'll understand this.
Nice.
If that was an egg in your beer.
I'm sorry, what?
We just have to hold them off long enough for Daisy to get back with Simmons and Deke.
And then, one problem at a time.
Figuring it out one step at a time. Yep. You're figuring it out.
That's not creepy.
Am I dead? Am I a ghost?
He should make it.
Don't sound so thrilled.
Yo-yo.
What the hell happened?
It was dark. Speared myself with a piece of rebar.
Fun.
Son of a bitch.
Have a little respect for the people who saved your ass.
Bastard left me here to die. Whatever happened to team loyalty?
You're one to talk.
I was shown a future where S.H.I.E.L.D. abandoned me. How come it's playing out the exact opposite?
Malik showed you an old timeline.
Looks like I'm wearing a white hat from now on. Hey, buddy?
What is he hearing?
I'm hearing a pattern in the sounds.
Fun.
Hi.
Daisy.
Oh, finally. What's going on?
They injected her with something. It's blurring her memories.
She doesn't even remember me?
Comes and goes. She was talking about stars a minute ago, and then she went off on cuttlefish and chromatophores.
Oh.
Why are you wearing that costume?
It's not a costume.
Can I have one?
Oh. She's sure.
Come on, follow me and you'll get one.
She's so childlike.
Wait, how did you get in here?
It's like a regression.
Nobody tried to stop me. It was like they wanted me to find Simmons.
And me?
Sure.
Why did she all of a sudden stop caring about Deke? How dare you?
Deke reconfigured the shells with an electrical disruption charge. Single shot should drop a chronicom.
Well, hell yeah.
How many shells do we have?
Maybe 50.
That's real peachy.
It's 50 more than we have.
If we get out of here, I gotta get you some new words.
What, does it mean something bad now?
No.
Never mind. It's a fine word. You're a fine man.
No.
Just can't believe it's gonna be robots that take us out in the end.
If this really is the end, shouldn't we take out as many of them as possible?
Even more than 50?
We got their weapons. Why not?
The Chronicoms tried to turn Helios into a nuclear bomb using just one of their robots.
Yes, they did.
What kind of damage could we do with these 6?
Hell yeah, let's go!
Keep forgetting, where are we going?
Home.
Home. I have a home. And I'm married. I remember being married. Is that a secret? Who did I marry?
Talk about this later.
But isn't this later? It's about being married, joining together. Join. Do it. Even if I don't know why.
This is heartbreaking.
Here it comes.
But she's on the right path.
Hey, Simmons, let's just keep going, okay? We're almost there.
What have you done?
What are you talking about?
Cora. She's going to ruin it.
Yay, fun.
Hello, sister.
Hello, dumbass. If you go through with this, of course. If you don't see it for what it is.
You knew our mom was dead, but you didn't tell me.
I was trying to protect you.
I don't need protection. See, I can take care of myself.
Having a power is not the same thing as taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
She was a monster.
You don't believe that.
Don't tell me what I believe.
She's so fucked up. It's not completely her fault, but it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I didn't have a sister in my timeline. I didn't even know I had a mom until it was too late.
I'm better off without one.
And the only reason she had me was out of love and grief over losing you.
Yeah.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is destroyed, and we've won. Nathaniel and I are gonna rule over everyone.
We can still change this timeline. Will you help me?
Come on.
So the message came from S.H.I.E.L.D., not the Chronicoms.
What's an 084?
Interesting.
An object of an...
It's so strange hearing those words, and so we haven't not heard it in so long.
It could be a trap.
Can't be much worse than being trapped in here.
I can get us out. Just slip these bracelets off me.
But yeah, I know Cora trauma, blah blah blah. I get it. I don't have time right now to sympathize. We got other shit going on right now.
I don't think we have any other options.
This is wired to the gravitonium drive as well as the time jump drive.
It's gonna make a hell of a boom.
Oh my god, you bet your ass it's going to.
Deke. Gemma.
Where's Daisy?
Dealing with Cora. She said not to wait.
I know this place. Home.
They did something to her. She's remembering and forgetting at the same time. We can't let the Chronicoms have her. So what's the plan now? Is it something that doesn't involve a suicide bomb?
I'll go for Daisy.
Stand down, Agent Sousa.
And do what?
Find me some duct tape.
Okay.
I don't think Daisy's bad. She said things, and they made sense.
We'll just have to agree to disagree.
And lock her up in a cell. Looks like we gotta consult your time stream again.
I'm sure she knows exactly what was just happening there.
Mac and Sousa figured it out. I'm still a little fuzzy, but apparently it involves a lot of duct tape. Okay, Daisy's on board. It's go time. Do I sound cool when I say that?
Yes, you did, Deke. You very much so did. I feel bad for Cora, despite my frustrations earlier. She's grown up so confused with all these mixed signals and all this kind of shit. She just wants a place to belong and be herself and all this, and he comes in trying to use her, painting it as everything she's ever wanted. It is fucked up. Oh! They strapped him to the missile. That's so funny. But she does flip-flop a lot, which again, understandable, but now she got to see what Nathaniel's really like. Yo, hell yeah. But Nathaniel is just, he's just an animal that's going to keep burning the bridges he's built because he did the same with Garrett. He did the same with Cora now. And where are we? Oh! What the fuck? The hell? Sorry, Garrett.
My name is Phil Coulson. I'm an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm Agent Brandon Gamble. I was stationed at the hub. Why the hell didn't you just use the door?
Does that mean I just killed one of our own?
Oh, yo. It's Hand.
I know what you're feeling, but this man, John Garrett, was a double agent. He was responsible for destroying the lighthouse and killing civilians.
You did the world a favor.
All that shit about changing the timeline and giving him a clean slate out the window.
Any idea what we're supposed to do with these?
What is all of this?
That one belonged to my grandfather, who was SSR. I was raised to guard it with my life.
This one has a postmark of 1948.
That box has been locked in a safe in my parents' basement since before I was born.
This is all part of the plan to fix everything.
Never seen anything like this. Any thoughts? Stay with us. Hey.
Oh. Yeah, New May, by the way.
What happened?
You recognize any of these people?
The Chronocoms did something to her memory.
Then she'll just go off on something from the past, or being married, or...
Math is my faithful husband.
Probably a setup specifically for her.
The Chronocoms are coming, and they seem to be planning some sort of landing or invasion, so we need to be ready for the next move.
I was hoping the 084s might be just that.
They are. This is part of the plan.
What are you doing?
Holy matrimony.
How do you know how to do this?
I just know they need to be married. 2 becomes 1, and 3 becomes 1.
That was a webcam. Or a security camera that they've retrofitted.
We're missing something.
Sorry I'm late. Damn bus broke down.
Where did you get this?
I don't remember exactly. Maybe from my friend Enoch.
Aww.
Coulson, what's happening?
Somebody's laid some,
Enoch deposited these over the decades.
Oh. Oh, it's a tuning fork. Or an antenna.
A singing key.
One last save from Enoch, it seems. Probably part of the plan that he held on to.
The end or the beginning? I can't remember.
Thank you. Or maybe both.
I don't know if it's supposed to explode or save us, but I have to admit, kind of disappointed.
Jim, I know that somewhere inside that you understand this. You knew how to put the pieces together. You knew about the singing key. You kept saying that you were married.
I now pronounce you. You said those words.
I did.
You were all there.
We were.
I was married.
Maybe she's got to remember.
I have proof.
The ring? Oh, maybe it's the ring.
Why can't I remember whom I married?
What if the ring's going to be important, or her just saying Fitz will be the thing? Oh, well, there it is. Whoa. Is it our boy? It is. Let's fucking go.
You did it. Hey, it worked.
Stop.
She doesn't remember me, does she?
Fuck.
Damn.
God damn it. fuck off.
There's a new statistical anomaly, a massive power drain in New York City.
Assign me some hunters.
There's less than a 22% chance of you succeeding. There's a 100% chance that this is the last time the S.H.I.E.L.D. team will ever be together. The end is at hand.
Damn, dude. Wasn't that the same helmet that Deke was wearing when we first met him? Or the whoever was supposed to meet them? I can't remember. Somebody was wearing that when we jumped to the future, I feel like. So I guess, okay, given there's timeline shenanigans going on, but then again, he was like, this worked. It worked. Ha ha. Oh wait, did she forget me? Like, he anticipated certain things. So my mind was like, okay, the way they were talking in her mind made it sound like he had a ticking clock himself of sorts, but he's here. I was like, maybe it pulled him from a different point in time than the one she left. But I don't know. I'm not really going to worry about all of that right now until we get to the end of it. I love, though, that as like, I guess maybe a contingency, that given a certain series of scenarios, Enoch had laid the groundwork for over all of his time here at the pub, at this safe house, has been laying through all these different S.H.I.E.L.D. agents of yore with these individual pieces to safeguard, to protect, so that when the call is made, they come and they bring them all here and they would assemble all of them. Gemma instinctually being able to be the one to piece them all together and make this thing work. And it was like, if we have to, if absolutely everything goes the way that we hope or doesn't, I guess, then again, this seems like this might have been part of the plan. Once it got to this stage, got to this level, the Fitz would come in. Because it does seem like this is like the end all be all final chess move. So I wonder, I guess Enoch knew that building up into this point. So that's interesting. That's exciting. And again, I want to rewind, kind of like what I did with Enoch, when I was just getting kind of frustrated with the tension of all this because the people I'm more invested in are in danger. I did get like very vehemently just kill him, a few episodes ago, just so we could protect all of our OGs and whatnot. I was kind of got into that headspace with Cora there, and I want to like rewind because like I do feel bad reacting that way, but like I'm just so frustrated with all of the bullshit, Nathaniel and all of this, and it seems so obvious to us. To her, though, growing up the way she did, in the conditions that she did, with the different ways that she was treated versus how she perceived she was being treated. And when you're a teenager, when you're a kid growing up in that too, it's hard to know the truth. And sometimes your version of it supersedes the reality. And she's unable to actually hear any of that because of the way she's interpreted the way she's been treated. And then Nathaniel comes in saying all these things, lying his ass off about everything to just manipulate her and take advantage of that. And then, when she's face to face with all these things, like especially with Daisy, she realizes that maybe it's not, and then she couldn't go through with it. And she went back and she got a taste of her own medicine in this way. She got a taste of reality, rather, that he's just lying. And same with Garrett. He's like, he showed me this. We're going to be a team. We're going to be doing blah, blah, blah. He doesn't give a shit about you. He's a selfish little spoiled rich brat that wants to go like, anarchy, even though I'm going to be at the top of the food chain. I'm giving the orders. There's a hierarchy. How dare you question me? He's full of shit. He's a liar. He's a hypocrite. He's a piece of shit. And, yeah, he's honestly, at the end of the day, he's going to be the reason the Chronicoms lose, partnering with him. And I feel like they should have foreseen that. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. May's empathy is getting stronger and stronger, though. Like, she literally had an Obi-Wan moment with, like, Alderaan blowing up. He's like, ugh! Or when the Jedi are all killed in Order 66, when Yoda felt it. She felt all of the death of all of those S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Which is crazy, because that's all over the globe. it makes you wonder, like, what does she feel like if the everyday human populace affects her mood at all? Or there's enough variety of every emotion of every spectrum that it balances out when she's focusing in on it. But when there's this outburst of tragedy across the globe like that, that pierces through. It's just an interesting little thing, especially like just seeing her being more emotive. And when Daisy showed up, just going straight into the smile and the hug, the relief. It's a new May. All as we head into the end of the show. Daisy's like callously disregarding Deke this episode was a little off-putting. I'm not gonna lie. I know Gemma's the priority, but it made it seem like she could not care less if Deke lived or died. She's like, I don't even want to save you, is basically how it was going on. A little weird. Anyway, I know we got a lot of questions to get to, so let's get to Patreon. All right, we're going to start off with Aina. What are your thoughts now, so close to the end of the show? Just like in general, I mean, like we're talking about the show as a whole, I just think this show has been phenomenal. It's easily in the top 5 comic book shows of all time, I have to say. It's so consistently good that it's wild. Even when it's bad, it's good. Like, bad for S.H.I.E.L.D. is still good compared to any other show out there. So like even like the stuff last season where I was like, it was all right. Some of it was hit or miss or whatever, but like it was still fucking engaging, fun, and well written. Maybe not as such as some of the other seasons we've had, but still fucking phenomenal. The consistency is the thing that I'm also consistently impressed with. The way they always find a way to feed back into things that have been set up long since before, make new things relevant, old things relevant, and keep these, bring back these things we had long since kind of thought we discarded. Just the way they pay tribute to anybody and everybody that's been along for the ride with the show has just been really, really good. I love it. I'm going sad to be closing it out next episode. I don't know how we wrap all this up next episode. Fitz is here though. He's the one they're all afraid of, the Chronicoms especially. And it seems like this is the end-all be-all little last-ditch plan to really kind of get them out of this. And I'm excited to see how they pull this off. But how they wrap it all up in one episode is going to be wild to me. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. But also just the fact that, there's like, oh, it's a 100% chance this is the last time they'll work together as a team. Again, the meta commentary on that, because this is the last time this group will be together because the show is ending. But also, what in universe though causes this to be their final mission is what I want to know. We got Christopher Simeon. Leopold Fitz has returned. The tunnel he came out of should look familiar to you. Hint: La Cucaracha. Not doing anything for me. La Cucaracha. No, I'm not. Nothing sparking from that hint. Hand killing Garrett in this universe is a way of giving out karmic justice for Hand because he is the reason she died in our timeline. I didn't even put that together. That is great. Yeah, see, like, that's exactly what I was just talking about. That little touch. Hand in this timeline getting to be her, like, exact her revenge on Garrett. Like, even though it was Ward's hand that pulled the trigger, it was Garrett that gave the order. If I remember it right. Yeah, that was a great little detail. In fact, if you look at the season completely, there are a lot of reverse outcomes of events. Instead of stopping the Red Skull from gaining the serum, we helped deliver it. We helped Garrett after he was left for dead, and he chose S.H.I.E.L.D. instead of Hydra. Still ended up dead as a result, unfortunately, to his dismay. Jiaying protected her daughter instead of trying to kill her. Gordon died trying to help Coulson instead of fighting him. Gideon didn't join Hydra, but sacrificed his brother. LMDs actually helped and worked perfectly this season. Chronicoms want to stop us from going through time instead of helping us like in season 5. My question for you is, what do you think Fitz was doing the whole time? As far as I love that, like the way you really kind of pinpointed all of those different little things. Like in this series of events, it's like all of the I don't know. All of the things that happened as they were throughout the original run of the timeline, we found a lot of different ways to circumvent them and also parallel and flip a lot of things. It's almost like a lessons learned kind of thing, or get a second chance to redo certain things or gain perspective on different outcomes. And how that helped get us through a lot of these different things. And again, I think that's kind of the point of going through time like this, is not to retread or to do everything exactly the way it was the first time, but to go through it with the knowledge that we have now and play this chess game throughout the ages. As far as like what Fitz has been up to this entire time, I have no clue. I guess Enoch had to have been in on it to have set this all up while he was sitting back at the bar, when they left him behind, or just periodically throughout the ages. I'm not really sure what he's been doing. I have to imagine he's got to have at least have been coming up with a way to actually restore the timeline. It's the only thing I can think of, but I'm not sure how. I mean, I have no way of knowing what he's actually been doing this entire time. But I'm excited to find out, though. Robert English, Theory, Bill Cobb's character, who is credited as Old Man on IMDb. His name is not stated, but I think he's Nick Fury's grandfather, who was mentioned at the Captain America Winter Soldier. Mentioned in Captain America Winter Soldier. Fury said that his grandfather always carried a lunch bag with him, and Fury said he held a gun, but what if it was the story that his grandfather told him? After all these years, Granddad was really carrying an important piece of technology for this moment. I really like that. I like that a lot. When he started walking in, for a second, I was like, it wouldn't have made any sense, but I was like, what if these are S.H.I.E.L.D. agents gathered throughout time, not just presently? But that wouldn't have made any sense, because initially I was like, oh, what if that's like a really, really old Fury, which didn't make any sense. But like bringing it back to that makes perfect sense. And with the bag and the way he was walking and all that kind of stuff, like I would have to imagine, I'd like to believe that. That way, if Fury himself can't actually play a part in this story, having somebody connected to him would be fantastic. Silver Wolf, we're going to move on to here. The end is at hand, and Fitz is back. Just one more episode of this amazing show, and I can't believe it. Just want to point out a few things. John Garrett's line about being the wolf in the hen house could be a callback to Season 2, Episode 5, called A Hen in the Wolf House. It was when Gemma was in Hydra, and Bobby helped her escape. Oh, that is a fun little... I mean, that is the phrase, is wolf in a hen house. That is the actual real world usage of it. And Gemma's thing was kind of the flip of that. But yeah, I mean, it could very well have been, or it's just him properly using the actual use of that phrase. I love that Max, Sousa, and Daisy are on a rescue mission. Max, a little impressive to Sousa, just makes me laugh. Same, got a good chuckle out of me. The device that Mac uses against the Chronicoms is all the way from Season 1, Episode 2. I don't remember. Oh. I don't know why when I was thinking about that, I read Mac as Deke in my head for some reason. I was like, I didn't see Deke do anything against the Chronicoms in this episode. But yeah, no, I definitely, I remember that device. When Mac brought it out and did that, and it was the only one they had, yeah, it was a nice little reference there. May gives Daisy a hug. She really has changed, and it's nice. When you started the show, did you ever think that you'd be this invested in all these characters or enjoy the show as much as you've had? Any predictions going into the last episode? Lastly, just a heads up, there's no recap at the beginning of the next episode since this was a 2-hour premiere. This episode starts immediately, so be ready. Okay, good to know. Noted. So, yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to see how it all plays. But as far as like going into this and expecting to be as vested as I have, I mean, I find that like when I actually take the time to watch most shows, I always find myself being like, if I just give myself to the show and pay attention, watch, and really give it all of my attentiveness. I usually find myself invested in the storylines, the characters, all that kind of stuff by the end of it. We have the rare few occasions where I can't break that barrier ever. Usually that's just the quality of the show, or just it just goes against anything and everything, against my personal biases or whatever. Titans. But as far as like this goes, like, yeah, I think if like I was impressed with how much, because I think like you hear about the show, you hear about people talk about it, you see all the discourse about it online and all this stuff, and like sometimes there might be some cynical part of me. I was like, is it really as good as everybody says? Nah, nah, nah. But like I figured when I sat down and watched it, man, dude, I was blown away. I was honestly, as I've said many times, shocked at how well written and consistent and well acted this entire show has been. Like I said, even at its worst, it's still better than most shows in this same genre. And it's fantastic, man. Did I expect to love it as much as I did? I can't think I would have to say probably not, because I love this show. I love it to death. And these characters have skyrocketed into some of my favorites in the entire Marvel pantheon. Fitz is still a baby girl to me, dude. Fitz is still my favorite character in this show. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. As far as predictions going in the last episode, all I can say is like Fitz probably along this time in his spare time while everybody else is off doing this, disconnected from him, he's come up with some solution. That's the only thing. What that is, as vague as a choice as that is, there's got to be something. I refuse to believe otherwise. Noodle Foodle is here. A thing about Cora and this reveal that Daisy always had a sister that I've been meaning to mention, and I don't think has been mentioned yet, is that it makes an element of season 2 make more sense. And back in season 2, when Daisy meets Jiaying, Jiaying is very adamant about people not learning that she is her daughter. The episode contrasts it with Bahrain, and Jiaying tells the story about the mom and her daughter, and that's kind of meant to be the reason. I always thought that it was a bit lackluster, like it wouldn't make any sense that Jiaying almost seems terrified of people knowing Daisy's her daughter, but just because of what happened with that woman and hers. But then you add into Cora in the whole mix, it makes perfect sense, which obviously was not planned, but I appreciate it. Should have said this in an earlier episode, but I was a bit late a few times, so better late than never. I kind of agree with that too, because there is this perception of special treatment. There is this perception and pressure upon the child themselves that comes with that. Is like all the lessons she learned with Cora, she tried to pass on the second time around, but by that point too, her world had been completely destroyed after Whitehall, after Cora, after everything that's gone on in the world that, from that point since forward, that had just ruined, like it completely shifted her in a completely different person. But yeah, I like how it does kind of fill in a lot of those gaps in retrospect. Also, Garrett in his situation in this episode is a nice mirror to when he called for help and backup in the original timeline from S.H.I.E.L.D, but didn't get it. Now he didn't get it from Nathaniel, and once again, switched teams. Yes, that's a good thing to call out there. Also, Hand killing him is fitting because he basically killed her through Ward in the original timeline. And then, so what thoughts are you left with in this episode? What predictions, hopes, dreams do you have for the next episode, final episode of the series finale of S.H.I.E.L.D? Predictions, like I said before, I just want a happy ending for everybody. I want the reason this is their last mission as S.H.I.E.L.D. agents is because they no longer need to be S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Maybe they can just have their happy endings. Maybe they can just be together, enjoy the sunset, enjoy a time at the beach. Gemma and Fitz can just be fucking married for a little bit and not have to worry about saving the world. That's what I hope all of that's about. That's my hope and my dream for what's around the corner. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I think I've shared every other bit of every other thought that I've had about it so far. At least that's on my mind currently. And then lastly, for this week, we have Cyber. 30s in. We are, holy shit. My brain fritzed out there for a second. 30s in, and we already have 30 seconds in, and we already have, I was like just reading it as 30s. 30 seconds in, and we already have a blind double standoff joke behind the doors. I love that little dry humor bit they got going on for Sousa. Me too. It really got a good chuckle out of me. Because, like, yeah, what if they are just waiting for them to come out to ambush them? I don't know why they were waiting for them to open the gate to come into them. Whatever. It was funny all the same. Deke's actor imitating Fitz is hilarious. You can tell these two are great friends. I wonder if Ian was on set when he was being imitated. I would love to see those bloopers. I'm still wildly impressed with that impression. He got the body, he got the mannerisms, the body language, and the accent down to a T. Like I said, he slid into it. He didn't start off quite at an accurate Fitz, but he ended at an accurate Fitz, which was really wild. Mac's history with robots as a running gag on the show never gets old. I do. I love it to death. I love it to death because it's the end all be all for him, and it is the end all be all now for the show. Bringing back the 084 from season 1's first couple of episodes. I love the callbacks. And then the fact that Enoch is the one that has been depositing these 084s while he seemed trapped serving as a bartender in a place that they all had to regroup. Garrett being killed by the younger hand, the woman with the black hair and the red glasses with the red streaks. Seems fitting to see how their original history played out with Garrett and Ward were revealed and Hydra. I laughed when everybody told her not to lose any sleep over it. That's true. They were like, honestly, it is a little fucked up because they could have set him down another path, but then again, that doesn't mean he wouldn't ever not betray them. But, you know, they could have had an outcome where Garrett actually turned out to be a decent person. They were like, whatever. Just after that, it's really fucked up, but it's funny. Omni, one more episode, the finale. Any idea how the show is going to end? Fitz and Enoch said that this is the team's last mission together. Now we find out that they lost their pivotal key, Cora of all things, along the way. I feel bad for Cora because she's so easily manipulated when no one believes in you and always treats you as a mistake. Even unintentionally, it can push the person to the dark side. Frankly, I started to realize this episode on my first watch that the reason why Cora's acting as evil always fell flat is because she's going through the motions. She's putting on a face of whatever someone tells her to be because she doesn't know who she is. Or more importantly, Cora never understood what she was fighting for. She's lost in her inability to play an evil character. May have been the actress's performance, or may have been the producers told her not to overdo the evil side because she's less evil and more gullible / misguided. I do like that. And like I said, I was very much so. I feel bad for being so overly harsh in the same way that I was about Enoch. It's just the stress of the situation and the stress of the show and the stakes that I'm just like, I don't know you that much. I don't care about you as much as everybody else. Can we just get this done? I need to get this done. So yeah, I like that read on it, and I think you're probably spot on there in a multitude of ways. Must be heartbreaking for Fitz that Simmons can't even recognize him and is missing some of the most important memories of her life. And what's worse is that Ian's actor didn't portray it as, what do you mean she forgot me? No, Fitz said, she doesn't remember me, does she? As if it was a potential outcome. He knew this was a possibility, which is a small but powerful reminder that Fitz might have known that this would be a possibility, but yet both him and Gemma risked it all to save everyone else. Yeah, like you said, poor Fitz and Simmons can never catch a break. It's either they're planets away, years away, or even that they're 2 feet apart and they're not even sharing the moment. These two are somehow both relationship goals and also relationship trauma for anyone watching their love story. So very fucking true. Even Deke, who's always been out of time, from being an ass in the future who lost his parents, to being lost and self-involved as the CEO, to being lost again in the past with Mac, even in the 80s, looked damn good on the D. And now that he's sitting there lost but trying to keep his confused grandmother grounded, only to watch his own Bobo look heartbroken in front of him, and Nana didn't recognize him. The show's almost over with one more episode. I'm already in tears because it felt like an era, not just for the characters, not just for the actors, but even for the viewers, who lived almost a decade with this show, going through the motions of whether the story would get renewed or continued, and now it is just one more episode, the finale. I think that's just going through any long-running show. You go through the motions, you get emotional like that. Dude, I like the ending of so many shows wrecked me when they would come about, because it is like saying goodbye to some, like a group of people you got to know these characters, a family that has been there with you through all of these hours, days, years that you spend watching their shenanigans. You know, there's rarely been a finale where it hasn't got me choked up to a show I've been following for a long time. So I totally get that. Do you have any good feelings about what's coming, or do you think the show will leave it with a cliffhanger or a sad moment? Because us viewers were watching the show, and Marvel started to become huge and at its peak, and we never could tell if they were going to end the show on a happy note or sad note, or worse, end it with a cliffhanger in the hopes to continue it in another Marvel show or movie, which we would never get as canon. Yeah, I don't. Right now, I have good feelings because I feel like they know they can't bet. I would have to imagine at this point they have to know that they can't bet on anybody other than themselves. I would have to imagine they would write their own ending the way they would want their story to end, and I would hope that it's a good ending. Maybe bittersweet, but good. I can't imagine they would end this in a sad or bad way, let alone with a cliffhanger. I would not expect them, with the way that things have gone, the way they've seen this show be treated in the grand scheme of everything with the MCU and all that. I would have to imagine they would have to take the reins into their own hands and write an ending that they would be proud of for these characters, because these are their characters at the end of the day. Coulson is more their character than ever with the MCU at this point. If you ask me my opinion about the whole thing, they've made Coulson so much more than he ever was. So I think they have the right to decide what happens there. And I hope that is the case. And I'm excited to see what they come up with. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for this one. After this, next week, we will be watching the final episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man. What a wild time to be, man. I'm glad I could share this all with you guys. I'm glad this is one of those rides I got to come along with everybody on it, because it's been so rewarding, so much fun. But we'll talk about that more once we get to the end. Anyway, guys, that's all we got for now. I want to know what you guys thought. How did you feel about this episode? Sound out the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. Remember, if you want to see the full reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. And speaking before we go, I want to shout out Lily Chan's son, Kiana Chanel, McGreg, Angela Burke, Calvin Bradley, Sleepy Bastard, Theodore Wolf, and Amy Becca. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors here on the channel, helping sponsor and support the rescues I'm going to take care of here at the office. You guys have been a tremendous help, as always, and a huge special thank you to all of our channel legends. You and the patrons allow us to do stuff like this. You guys are the lifeblood of the channel, man. I thank you guys so much. And you guys here on YouTube, huge thank you to you guys, because it's you guys that we're doing this for. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. But that's just for you guys, and I'll see you all next week for the finale, the series finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Take care, everybody.